just this was a unique situation, and you guys won your first game right before the bye, and haven't really been together in the locker room up obviously till today. Um, how do you feel like that win will translate as you move forward here? I mean, I'm sure it was a euphoric moment, obviously, pretty exciting game in Cincinnati. Where do you think that takes you from here?
Well, I'll say I'm very thankful it came, before the bye. Going into a 4 or 5 day break with a loss is a lot more difficult. So mood was a little more positive, which helped with the recovery and all the goals of bye week. But now that we're back in the building and have a bonus day, we were able to watch a lot of the film on problem things that happened against us this season, and then also things that we've done well defending. So, defensively, and a little bit of the messaging is just what can we do better if we're about halfway through the season to carry the momentum of the win from 2 weeks ago to go 1-0 each week from here on out.
What did you guys end up doing today? What was the day like?
We came in, we had a team meeting, there were some special teams, there was like a lift swap, we get the body moving, and we went out and we were just in the indoor, kind of getting the body loose, dynamic warm-up, and going over some of those, like I mentioned, some of those problem plays that we've had before, just kind of like in a walk-through setting, all controlled, but excited now to get back with a fresh body for our practice on Wednesday.
Did AG, address all you guys in the team meeting, and if so, what can you tell us, what the theme was, or if there's anything that resonated from that?
Every time he talks, there's things that resonate. I'm a diligent note taker, and I think that there's no better way than hearing it from the horse's mouth. Now, there's some things internal that we'll keep, but I'm not sure what he all spoke to you guys today about. But again, want to know is our kind of mindset, our mentality, and we're able to put up in the second half of the season here. We kind of got quarter 3, 5 games. Quarter 4 or 5 games, and kind of put up those opponents, and then challenged us and showed us all the good things that we've done in 3 phases that have been really well, and we have to continue to do if we want to accomplish what we want. And then also in all 3 phases, the areas that we're coming up short, and we really need to own and emphasize if we want to accomplish what we want to accomplish. And so I always appreciate getting the messaging for the entire team and organization. I'm not a 4-phase special teamer. I don't know if you know that or not, but I like to know what our punt return unit needs to work on, just so when I see a teammate who's on that team and I'm in the sauna, I can ask him, what are we doing to get 1% better in that? And so to hear what he had to say about the offense and the special teams as well as my side of the ball, I think is great for accountability amongst the whole building.
Speaking to that a little bit, you're on the other side of the ball, obviously, from Justin and whatnot, but I'm not sure if we had a chance to ask you after the game. He had a pretty eventful and maybe stressful week leading into the Cincinnati game with everything that was going on. Can you speak to how you felt he performed in Cincinnati and what that meant to you guys as a team?
Yeah, I mean, definitely not the defense's best performance. And I've been on some teams that was able to score a lot of points, and that's helped us a lot defensively. So to see that our offense can go out there and put up 500 yards and do it in different ways, chunk plays in the run game, in the pass game, play action, boot, quarterback movement, efficient on first and second down. To see that come to life, especially with the stressful week that Justin had kind of leading that group, it was super inspiring. And I think that, obviously it's one of the reasons we won. And I think it's a lot of the reason that we still have energy with our record is because, hey, that's contagious. If they can do that, and defensively we can make a handful more stops than we did, that's a recipe for some wins.
How would you describe him as a leader?
It's so tough because I got here, right when the season was starting. A ton of that leadership stuff goes in through the entire off season. Getting together with guys, going golfing, having dinners, building that camaraderie. Then training camp is a whole nother piece of it. And then in the season, offensive defense is so split. So, I'm only able to see how guys interact with him, and it's cool to see this offensive lineman who's maybe from the country and how he relates with him, also from our receivers and running backs and tight ends. Everybody from different walks of life seem to relate with him really well. He has a good job of doing that. And then the few times or the handful of times that he breaks us down after practice or speaks to us before a game, I'm always very intentful, and I think all the things that he says are great.
I think a couple more.
You've had kind of a weird year where, like, when the offense was struggling, you guys were kind of carrying the load, and obviously in the Bengals game, the offense was the best game of the year, perhaps. and you guys gave up a lot of points. What is it going to take to kind of even all that out, where you have everybody on the same kind of, contributing to the same level?
Yeah. One of the things that he mentioned from a team today, Coach AG, one of the things that we need to improve on is supportive football and complementary football. If we can improve on those two things and not only support the other phases when they're not there, but complement the other phases, I think that is almost the overarching theme of what you guys said. You've seen what our offense can do. You've seen what our defense can do. You've seen the consistency of our special teams. Man, can we put it all together for a stretch of time?
How much are you looking forward to seeing what that looks like?
I am super excited and optimistic that we're going to see that form of this team from this organization moving forward. Again, you can't promise wins and losses. You guys know we've talked about the getting better every day and the 1%. But again, if you believe in those returns over time, what can this organization be in the years to come too?
You guys have not really had obviously you won the game on Sunday, and we're pretty much off for the week and haven't really been around each other. I'm curious kind of where you think that win can take you guys, as you move forward here, and what that did to your confidence and your mood, if you will, right?
Yeah, I think obviously getting a win in this league is important for the the environment that you're in every day. Having that taste of a victory and being in that locker room after was amazing. And, for most of the guys in there, being so competitive, it's great to get one on the board and have that feeling and understand what it took to go win that game. We didn't waver throughout the whole process of the week, of the season, and in the end of that game. And I think it showed that, we're right there and just continue to build on that and chase that feeling every week.
What did Justin obviously had a pretty stressful week leading into that game, and you obviously have are one of the guys in there that knows him a bit better than the others. But what did he show you in the way he handled it, and what did you make of the way he played in that Bengals game?
Yeah, I think it's just like I've been trying to say this whole time. He's a true professional. Doesn't waver through circumstances that might not go his way or what people say about him. He truly just believes in himself and believes in this team, and he showed up to work the same as he did every other day, and practices really hard and plays really hard, and just goes around, flies around, makes plays, sits in the pocket, and then just really responded. And we didn't have a doubt that he was going to do that, especially me. And like I said, it was good for the whole team to get that one and build on that over the bye week and process it and get ready for this one coming up.
I mean, there was some uncertainty going into that week, with AG about who was going to start, and how important do you think that was for Justin to have that performance, and lead you guys to your first win, just to kind of quiet the noise, if you will?
Yeah, I think it was great to just get a win in general. For him personally, I think that he just not that he was. I don't think he was surprised about it. I think that he shows up to work every day to be a winning quarterback, and I think he does a great job of being a professional. Like I said, not changing his work ethic or his energy in the building, and guys feed off that. You want someone back there who's confident, who's sacrificing his body every day, and sitting back there and making plays, and I think he did a great job of that. I think the whole team did a great job of having his back, and I don't think there was ever a question of that. I think we got a tight locker room. A lot of people outside looking in want to say whatever they want, but inside this locker room, I think we got a great group that loves each other, loves to play for each other, and like everybody's saying, we're building something, and it's exciting to be around these guys.
When AG had the whole team in front of him today, what did you get? What did you most pull out of the message he had to give you from the team meeting?
Just continue to work on playing to our standards and use our brand to our advantage. This time of year is when it really could help us. Running the football, being a tough group, reliable. I think that's the biggest thing that we're trying to build here is a brand and then establish that in a certain way that you can lean on that when times get tough, when it gets cold, when people want to go and see their families on holidays and stuff. I think it's just important to stick together, keep working towards that goal that we have, and put a brand of football on tape that we're proud of every day.
Hey, can you speak a little bit to I know you guys all kind of reconvened today and with AG and what he had to say to you guys in the team meeting. Kind of what was the theme of that? What'd you get out of that?
Yeah, one of the big things for that was being able to play complementary football, and being able to support each other through all three phases. And one thing he also said is he said put the ball down. And I like that. Like no matter what the situation, put the ball down. Let's go. So yeah, that's what I got from it.
What do you mean by put the ball down? What's that?
Like situationally, whatever is going on, no matter what's going on in the game, just put the ball down and let's line up and run another play. So just kind of, always kind of looking forward, keeping your eyes on what we got that week, that like right then, kind of being able to kind of be where your feet are.
When you look at the way Justin Fields played in that Bengals game, what did you see? How impressive was that given the difficult week he had, with all the uncertainty?
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see him go out and, play a game like that. It's definitely not something that surprised me. He's just been such a great teammate through and through. And, every game he's prepared like he wants to go out there and win it for all of us. So just to see him be able to go out there and have the success that he did. And it was great for him.
Do you have any doubt he's your quarterback going forward after, AG last, before the Bengals game kind of saying he was going to make a decision?
Yeah, I think AG is kind of handling that, so I'm not going to speak on that.
When you have a chance to get Garrett back this week, he's been out the last couple games. He's obviously, maybe your most dynamic talent. What would that mean to your offense, and how much have you missed him?
Yeah, we've definitely missed him, but guys have done a great job of stepping up. Tyler Johnson last week, but having him back, he's a weapon in the offense, so it'd be huge. But we'll see what his status is, and keep leaning on the guys that we got in the room right now.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep.
Speaking of people stepping up on both sides of the ball, how has it been to kind of see some of the guys in this rookie class really just embrace their opportunities when they get them?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. I always go back to how well Membu's doing. As a rookie right tackle, just being able to kind of go out there and get his job done the way he has. I've been very impressed. Just the way he's handled himself as a rookie through and through. Through camp, OTAs, and then into season. So I've just been impressed with the whole class. They're doing an awesome job being able to kind of hop in there and start contributing. I'm excited for these young guys on this team.
Tip, how encouraged are you about the discipline you guys have shown of late, especially in the penalty department?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely encouraged by it. It's been something that, we've been, trying to beat in since, early OTAs, early camp. So to finally be able to see that kind of stepping up and kind of showing up in games is huge. It's something that we're always practicing. So to actually be able to, take it to game day, it's been huge and it's been awesome.
Obviously, Cleveland had their bye this week, but have you jumped into the Browns film at all?
Yeah, definitely hopped in there, started watching, some of what they do, kind of just early jumping into it, but, great defense, great defensive line, excited for the matchup.
What do you, when you're looking at Myles Garrett, what are you seeing in there? You may not see a lot of him in the middle or whatever, but he's obviously got 10 sacks.
Yeah, I'm seeing some guy that a guy that can make plays all over the field, and somebody who's a very dynamic player. So it's definitely a guy that you kind of got to kind of look at when you're game planning and see how you want to attack him.
How much of a challenge? Speaking of Membu and how well he's been doing, I'm sure he's going to at least see a little bit of Myles. He's faced a few pretty good guys this year, but what do you make of that matchup?
I think whoever wants to line up across him, I think he'll do a great job. I think he's a guy that just kind of can always fall back on fundamentals, technique, and then kind of just how gritty of a player he is. So excited to see what he can do.